What's up guys, before we proceed to the video, do check out the Metafy link below. It's a 26,000 word guide on Zoroark Blaziken. There is the justifications for every single card in the deck, strategy and approach to every single meta decks in the format, as well as tech considerations as to what cards you should add into the deck potentially. And we also have additional VODs gameplay videos as well, so do check it out. Welcome back to my YouTube channel guys. Just a quick dive into my latest Zoroark Blaziken deck. If you want to know how to play this deck, the guide is in the link below. I have a 26,000 word extensive and comprehensive Zoroark Blaziken guide on Metafy. Do check it out in the link below. And I'm just going to run through very briefly for the purpose of this video how this deck works. So it's basically a Zoroark deck, of course, with the 2-1-2 Blaziken tech with 3 candies, which is basically for 2 reasons purely. One is against the grass matchups, because obviously Zoroark's weak to grass. They almost auto lose to Team Rocket Spider Ups, to Arboliva, to a pure Meganium Tilmas Ogapon decks, even Hydra Apple and stuff like that. So this is where Blaziken comes in. They one-shot Tilmas Ogapons, they one-shot Arboliva, they one-shot Mega Venusaur. So that's where Blaziken comes in. Obviously on top of that, they are also very good against metal Pokemons. But apart from hitting grass and metal Pokemons for weaknesses, another usage of Blaziken of course is also energy acceleration. So as you can see, there's no ends PP up in this list at all. It is purely based on Blaziken, and of course the upside to that is also Blaziken's also allows you to attach and accelerate energy cards to non-ends Pokemon, which is something that ends PP up confines you to. So for example, in this case, Blaziken EX can charge up and Seeding Spirit a psychic energy card to, for example, Lily's Clefairy. That is one of the ways we beat a Lucario, apart from many other ways that we have. So that's in a gist what the deck's about. So let's quickly check out some games. If you really want to know how this deck works, do check out the link below, right? We're going first or second? Going for second. That's pretty nice. Do you know what? I think I'm actually going to bench the Reshiram just because I want to keep the Torchic alive. And I probably should have kept the Zekrom alive, but it's not too shabby, I think, because we can actually Cyranos out a... Oh, okay. It's a pretty interesting card to have. And do we have a patch? We do. Unfortunately, we are probably getting item block the following turn. Our Zoro is actually the blue card here, just in case, if you guys want to know. Don't think so we can play out Darumaka just yet. I'm gonna get out triple Zoros this time around. Oh no, we're gonna play a patch. You gotta pivot out a guy, unless of course we can get a Ants Castle. One more thing that I wanted to do is probably Ultra Ball out Combuskin, because the Combuskin one-shots Bidoof. And this guy's actually bricking. Okay. There's actually quite a number of stuff that we require here in order for us to take the kill. Gonna need quite a decent amount of energy cards here, to be honest. Ooh. Horrible hand. Giving them an additional turn to get a supporter card, I guess. Pretty sure they're playing against a Dragapult or something. Yeah. Shouldn't have discarded Monkey Dory. I think the Monkey Dory could have killed Bidoof there. But we ourselves are getting quite a terrible hand here. We do get Blaziken. Can we get a Combuskin just to kill this guy? We don't need to bench the patch now with Ants Castle. We do get a Combuskin. Exactly what we wanted. I'm assuming it's a Pulse, so I'm just going to keep the... Do I need the Renitan? I don't think I need Fez. Probably. Yep. Pretty confident drawing to a Blaziken the following turn here, unless we get Bedewed again. That's gonna be a bit rough. But if not, our next plan is to attach an energy card to Zoroark, Pokepet out a... Yeah, well, now the thing is, if I get a Darmanitan on board, that's going to be a bit tricky because then I have no slot for a Reshiram, and then if they were to attack me, that would be a bit tricky. And now... Oh, okay. They do have a pretty decent hand now. But yeah, now we're going to have trouble pivoting out the end Zekrom. Don't have an energy card to discard power as well. That's a problem. Which was something we avoided doing earlier, right? Ooh, rough hand. Again, no energy card. So we're just gonna end turn for now. You know, we're playing more energy cards than your conventional Zoros, right? Because we're playing 6 Darkness, 2 Fire, 1 Psychic. So that's a total of 9 energy cards, and yet... it can't be... We seem... You know, we just seem to be drawing a dead hand. We're gonna need quite a number of stuff here, so at least we have a Psychic Energy card to throw now. We're just gonna throw a Torchic as well. We can Sarano for something now. Well, if I patch... It's quite pointless here. I can't pivot out anyway. So I'm actually going to bench him. I don't think so that I can get a Shaman anytime soon. I'm going to touch an energy card here. Touch an energy card here. And I will use Jenin's Secret Art just to get more energy acceleration on board. And we're just gonna pass. Well, now unfortunately, actually, that might be a mistake. Oh no, it's not a mistake. Yeah. So the following turn, I'm just gonna retreat. And just pull out some Zamani template if we can draw into it. If they do bench a Shaman, we might be in trouble because we can't use Reshiram. And it's obviously something that we didn't overlook. It was done intentionally, actually. And right now, at the very least, we're taking another 2 prizes because Latias would be one of the Pokemons that we're going to aim in the event we did not draw into the Zamanitan this turn. And we did draw into the Zamanitan, so we're just going to boss retreat. I do think we can skip the candies here. We don't really need it. As well as the Blaziken, I'm just going to keep the Pokepad just in case I need the Reshiram later on in the game. Free ends PP up, something that we can't do. True Itchy Pollen. Unfortunately for them, we do have Seeding Spirit. And we're just going to knock out double Drippies here. And it should be over for them. Unless they can get a Shaman. But if they do get a Shaman, yeah, they can still bench Shaman plus 2 Drippies. If not, they're pretty stuck. Unfast times used, we can just boss for the Latias, take another 2 prizes in the event they do have Shaman and stuff like that. If not, they are in a pretty tricky situation here. A Judge, I don't think so we'll be able to rescue them. We do have 3 more Zoroarks to trade for on top of the Judge, unfast time used, so I think they're pretty much cooked. Yep, concession. We opt to go second. Doesn't look like the right choice. Probably should have gone first here. We're not going to be able to use candy as well. So that's going to be a problem. Hopefully we get to draw into something decent. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Not too shabby. They're gonna need a Shaman here. If not, hopefully we can draw into a Serrano. I think a Serrano would be great first here. Double Dracloak, pretty good hand. They're gonna get a Body Puff in here, which is okay first. They're probably gonna get another Dracloak as well. They do have a decent amount of draw power here. However, they're gonna need a Crispin. But still, oh, they got a Meowth. Get a Spotter Cut as well. They actually have a very good hand. Into the Lady's Determination. Probably should have gone first there. We would have been able to set up our board. But hey. They're gonna move into a Badoo. They need a Crispin. They do have a Crispin actually. Don't know if using Meowth for a Lily's Determination was the correct play there. They're gonna get a Shaman now. They do have everything they need, which is insane. Absolutely insane, to be honest. They do get a Shaman out. So you're gonna have to go 2-2 the hard way now. Do have a decent draw here. Did draw into the Torchic as well. So we do have a pretty decent hand actually. Unfortunately, no energy cards for us just yet. So we're just gonna pass for now. Not the worst thing in the world. I also don't think we need to ready up Torchic. We don't need to ready up too many Torchics actually. But then again, it really depends. We can actually take out a Meowth here as well. I think that's one of the luxuries we have. When they prioritize setting up so much, we have a free Meowth there. If they get a Crispin, they don't really need a Crispin this turn. So if they actually get a... They can actually search out for a single energy card plus a Trigger Pult. I think they can afford to play slow. But they're going fast because I think it's... Probably having a Crispin here, yep. The downside for them, rather, is that we are able to set up a Blaziken here. And as a matter of fact, we can actually use Clefairy as well to one-shot them if we can somehow get it. Not too sure if we can. Not too sure if we have a Psychic Energy card as well. Now the Damantans is taking up space, so that's a bit tricky. So I'm thinking, do I want to use Boss's Orders here to knock out a Meowth as well, right? $60 damage on Zoroark, it's not the worst thing in the world. But we will have to not place any damage counters on board because then they'll just use Monkey Dory to move it around. Not too sure if they play Risky Ruins. I don't think so. Pure Pot plays Risky Ruins. But let's just see. So they made that play, which is just enough for Monkey Dory to knock us out. But let's just see what happens from here on out. We might want to go for the boss's order here. Boss's orders here, actually. So I think we're just going to trade first. We can afford to trade the Torchic away, I think. Can't afford to go for the Blaziken play. Not sure if you want to trade away a Binding Mochi. Do we even need a patch? Gonna get out of mouth. Hopefully our sequencing is correct here. Might be wrong. And they're gonna remove the Bedew and probably the Yep. Just need one Darkness Energy card, man. Come on. And we whiff the Darkness Energy card. Come on, man. What? Oh my gosh. With the Darkness Energy card, which is absolutely insane. But if they do retreat here, they leave themselves exposed. But we're getting knocked out the following turn, right? Just as simple. They are thinning their deck now. They're gonna need an energy card, if not the Meowth is stuck. Let's see, if Dragapult hits us here, we are gonna just knock him out immediately, which is not too bad as well. Do we stretch her back for... Okay... They can take a huge price turn here. But if they attach it to the Monkey Dory, then they're gonna need to rely on a Rose's encouragement. I'm not too sure. I think they have to attach one to the 3P here. But we did waste our unfair stamp, and now we're gonna need a Reshiram. Yep, I do think that's the correct play by them. They're probably gonna take a 4 price. They probably can take a 5 price, no, a 4 price turn pretty soon. But at 1 turn whiff might have cost us the game. But we can very well get back Monkey Dory the following turn as well. I mean, at least one of the turns down the road. We whiffed that Darkness Energy card, which was incredibly painful. And here it is. We did get it all now. It's just a little bit too late. Yep, just gonna get Reshiram. I do think they can return kill on us here pretty easily. But hey. Can we use Clefairy to one-shot them off later on in the game? I do think we can. They're gonna need a Rosas to knock us out. in that case, which is possible, of course. But let's just see. Because they're gonna need a Rosas plus a Dragapult. They could just bench another Meowth actually, so I think we definitely do need the Judge here. But now they're gonna need Energy Card plus a Dragapult. Not that easy. They have a pretty decent sized hand. But then again, it's whiffable, I guess. Probably gonna have Ultra Ball, Stretcher, or something along those lines, right? And if they whiff, do you think we have a decent chance of winning? We potentially can draw into the boss's order, and no. They might very well use Dracloak to knock us out. Is that what they're gonna? Nah, they're not. And they're discarding the Rosa's Encouragement. Okay. So we actually do have a decent chance here. I don't think so. They played too many Crispins. I don't think so. They played 3 Crispins plus the Rosa's Encouragement. So I do think we have something up our sleeves here. Of course, they can play the Ursaluna. They don't have the Dragapult. They do have the Dragapult. Okay. It appears that maybe they have the Dragapult all along in their hand. That's possible. And they got the Lily's Determination as well. I'm pretty sure they play an Ursaluna, right? Not too sure if they do. But I'm pretty sure it's a huge possibility. In fact, I think they obviously do play. Yeah, so I think we're definitely going to need to judge them. They've used only 1 Ultra Ball as well. So yeah, so I think we probably got to force them to use... yeah, if we use Clefairy and knock them out, then yeah, we're in a pretty tricky position here. And they took 3 prizes as well. Yep, there's a Luna might be a problem here. Don't have a Judge as well, so it's pretty likely they might knock us out here. All they need is 1 more boss, right? And they've not used a single boss's orders yet. Yeah, they probably have a boss's orders anyway, so... Fortunately for us, I was thinking of a... Yeah, we couldn't have gotten the Monkey Dories there or the Janine's Secret Art as well. The Judge is unfortunately priced here, so... We did whiff one or two important cards. Yup. Here's the tricky part about whether you're gonna go first or second with Zoroark. I think usually you want to go first. Well, obviously you can break. You do have Serranos and Lilies, and you also want to avoid Bedews. So I think in most cases you want to go first, actually, to be honest. Now this is a pretty bad hand, or is it? I think it really depends on whether they play Bedew or not. But I think decks are playing Bedew quite often these days. So Grimmsnarl. I'm anticipating a Bedew here. Oh, they're going first, right? Let's just assume a Bedew is coming out. Oh, that was pretty nice. We don't have the money tan, so we're not gonna waste too much time on that. 2 zeros Blaziken, right? Oh, we do have their money tans actually. Okay. I think we do consider going for the snipe play here. I think we can potentially release into one energy card. Oh, sorry, one Buddy Puff. Oh, but no energy card. Okay. I'm just thinking, is it the worst thing in the world if they knock us... we knock Patch out here? I think I actually feed the Zoro. Get another Zoro out because I'm pretty sure one of them is dying this turn. Now the question is, do I want to get a Serrano? I have 2 Zoroarks right here, right? Not taking a Bedew, meaning they do have Candy. Yeah, they do have Candy. Now the question is, do I search out for Serranos here? It's quite a lot to ask for if I don't get anything. Serranos allows me to draw... Serranos allows me to draw quite a decent amount. However, yeah, they're searching for a Frost Loss as well. They're searching for a Shaman, so okay. Putting it on that Zoroark. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that one out if that's the case. Do I get a Serrano here? Now I think we get a Serrano, right? No, if we get a Serrano, then we got Janine's. So I think we have to release here. Hopefully we draw into something good. Ooh, absolutely rough. Nothing at all gotten from that. Nothing at all gotten from here as well. I think we're gonna keep Pokepad for Monkey Dory's this turn. Oh no, we can't really one-shot him with... yeah, because we bench the Reshiram, so that might have been a mistake as well. They might have a dead hand here, so we may potentially be able to fight them. Yep. We're just gonna take a Monkey Dory here. Hopefully we can get something out. The price raise here obviously is not in our favor at all. But I'm also thinking, do we want to take a Because we're doing a decent amount. We might still whiff here. As you can see, we have yet to draw into an energy card. It's a fire energy card out of all things. Ooh, we whiff. We whiff. Insane. Oh wait, we can still get a Fez. Oh, finally we got something here. Now if Zoroark gets damaged, I'm actually going to save him for the next Grimmsnarl and actually use Blaziken to take some knocks here. So hopefully they're still whiffing. They are getting a Pokepad, probably for a Mogrim. Don't think Sword Frostlass. Might be for a Monkey Dory, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, to be honest. Yep, they're getting a Mogrim out. I think if we have if they don't charge up a Monkey Dory here, I think we are pretty okay. If they don't have a spotter card, here's a good thing. I think they did draw a Pokepad from the top deck. So they might have a dead hand, 210 damage. Zoroark's not too bad. If we can get a Blaziken to knock out these Grimmsnarl, we do stand a decent chance, and we do. Yeah, we don't want to waste Zoroark knocking out the Grimmsnarl, right? Is there ever a scenario that they can take multiple prizes? There is actually a potential scenario, right? You have the Fire Energy card here. Just gonna thin our deck as much as we can. And we are now whiffing the Blaziken. This is so insane, man. Because that just means that Zoroark's gonna die here. We don't have a choice really, right? But we can still use Judge on them, which is okay, I guess. They do get a Grimmsnarl. They might candy up into a Grimmsnarl. You might even unfast Stamp here, maybe. But we do have Fez. If they knock us out here, judging them is not too bad. They have quite a decent amount of bosses though, however. Might still whiff the Blaziken here. Finally got it. If only we had the Blaziken there. Fortunately, we whiffed. All they need is a boss here, which they can very easily get, to be honest. That also works. Yeah, all they need is one boss's orders here, which very possible. They have not used a single boss's orders, right? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, I know they play 4 bosses. They're thinning their deck as well. They're thinning it even further. They're taking the Frostless. Yeah, they're taking the Frostless. Pretty sure Patch will die this turn, so... yeah. Unless, of course, we're able to remove as much damage counters as we can. 120, 130, 160. Yeah, I think this guy is pretty much cooked. Pretty rough, but we don't have much of a choice here. Nothing much we can do. It's 140, 150. Yeah, Patch is gonna be knocked out this turn, so. Yep. Full price turn. Unfortunate.